Welcome to Daps Travel. I'm Mr. Daps, and I'm joined by my good friend Johnny for our second time on camera. Shocking. We did it.
Yippee!
We survived. But we've had a lot happen since the last time we recorded, which tends to happen, and because you always have another cruise coming. But
well, yes.
we will keep news about future cruises to the end of the episode, though, because there are new cruises on the horizon that we will talk about. But the real episode, or the real topic for this episode, is going to be the Disney Magic, which you just went on from Galveston, which I believe it's on its way over here now, or is over here now?
It is currently sailing up the Mexican Riviera right now.
So I was close.
On its way to San Diego.
See, I was close. I pay attention sometimes. But before we get into all of that, what should people do with this podcast?
I mean, make sure to go ahead and follow us on whatever podcast platform you listen to. Try to leave us a 5-star review because it really helps with our ratings and it helps getting us out there. And then go ahead and share this with any of your friends who might be interested in cruising or just want to hear about somebody's cruise report.
Yeah, and join the conversation. Do it in the comments. Do it on social media. We love to geek out about this kind of stuff with you. And how could you not? It's Disney Magic. It's a cruise.
Literally, it is
ocean.
Disney Magic.
In this case, you're right. But like it's all of the best of vacationing blended together. Like, and with some of the newer ships, you're even getting rides. So
I'll say that it is the best way that you can experience Disney.
There you go.
And that might come as a hot take to some people, but cruise line is the best way you can experience Disney.
If you haven't experienced it, though, you can't really have a take on that. So you have to have been on a Disney cruise, and you can tell us if Johnny is correct or incorrect. And I'd be curious what people say about it. Like that's an interesting take that obviously I don't have a opinion on at this point, but that's okay. Anyway, you just flew down to Galveston a couple weeks ago. Was it a week and a half ago? 2 weeks ago?
It was a week and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it seems like just yesterday, but this is the problem with technology. We text almost all the time.
I was texting the entire time I was on the ship too, because I was like, look at this, look at all these things. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's noon. You get to hear the horn now.
Exactly. And it was a blast. But you flew down to Galveston, which I love Galveston. I think it's a fun area. Actually, I love Houston in that area too. And then you got to go on the Disney Magic. It was a week-long cruise, I believe.
Yes, it was a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise, stopping in Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and Progreso.
Awesome. So let's get started with the experience, because you've now been on how many ships?
4. So I've been on 4 cruises, and all of them have been on different ships.
So all the ships you've been on so far are?
I've been on the Disney Fantasy, Disney Wonder, Disney Wish, and now the Disney Magic.
Okay. And you show up at the port, you see the Disney Magic. What are your first thoughts?
I loved her. I mean, the Disney Wonder, so the Magic is the very first ship in the fleet, and the Wonder is her sister ship. So having been on the Wonder in the past, I already knew what to expect in regards to size of the vessel and everything. So when we're driving down the bus to the Galveston Wharves where the pier is, you could see it in the horizon, and I just couldn't help but having a big old smile on my face, because you can see the red funnels, you can just see the profile of the ship, and it was just so exciting.
Were there other ships in port when you came in? Like, were
there was
Carnival or something?
There was a Carnival one and a Royal Caribbean one.
Okay, so you could tell the difference in size of ships and color, I think, in many regions.
You could very much tell the difference. The Disney one, in the best way possible, stuck out like a sore thumb, because it has that classic ocean liner charm that the other two simply just didn't. The other two kind of looked like an amalgamation of like Legos that you would put together.
You know what the analogy in my head as you were speaking right there? It reminds me of the old Magical Express buses versus the normal bus.
That is such a good way to put it. That is such a perfect way to put it, where you just have one where it's the Magical Express, where it has the decals, and it looks nice and pretty, and you're so happy seeing it. Yeah. And then you just see a regular motor coach, and you're like, oh,
please bring it back. We would use it. Yeah, we would use it.
Just hand begging you, please bring back the Magical Express. I would love nothing more than to have a nice little bus just transport me to my resort hotel.
Even
and then
just
drop me off
saying I'm going on the Magical Express is such a happy way to start your trip.
It would be, yeah.
Anyway, that's not what this episode's about. It is about the magic, not the Magical Express. And so you you get down there, you see the ship, it's beautiful. Talk about the embarkation process, like, because not all embarkations are created equal. Like, even between different royal destinations I've been at and different princess places, I've noticed different ports have different procedures and feels and whatever. How did it go?
Galveston was probably the smoothest embarkation that I have ever had.
Nice.
Even smoother than Port Canaveral. And that was really surprising because Disney is a well-oiled machine at Port Canaveral. I think what part of it had to do with it was our transportation, because we were staying in the Houston area at the Houston Marriott, which I did not have the most pleasant experience at, but we're not going to let that detract from the fact I was on a cruise. We boarded the bus, and the bus left, I would say, at around 9:30-ish. And it took about an hour and a half to get to the port. And our port arrival time, because we were concierge, started at 11 a.m. So that's when they started bringing guests and everybody on the ship. So when we got there, we got to bypass a couple of the lines they had for port arrival times for 11:15 and 11:30. And we just got to walk through that. We walked through security. And by the time we had cleared security, they had just cleared the Disney Magic to go ahead and start embarking guests in boarding group 1, which we were.
Oh, so perfect timing.
We heard the announcement. We had just cleared the full check-in process. So we took the escalator up to the ship and we were on board. Literally, I'd say it was like from when we got dropped off to there, 7 minutes total. And it was just walking.
So for those who haven't done this before, what do you need to do the check-in at the gate or at the...
So when you're checking in for your cruise...
And then also security.
When you check in for your cruise, you're going to want to make sure that you have your passport or birth certificate, whatever form of documentation you used in your online check-in. And then you're going to want to have your port arrival form. It is super, super important to arrive at the time designated on your port arrival form. If you arrive earlier than that, they might deny you entry into the port. Once you get your port arrival form and everything ready, they're going to go ahead and have you wait in the designated line for your port arrival time. Once that time hits, they will go ahead and send you up into the terminal so you can go ahead and speak with a crew member, and they verify all of your travel documentations and your port arrival form. And then you go ahead and wait in your terminal. Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, that's what normally happens. It kind of reminds me of the virtual queue for like Rise of the Resistance back in the day, with you come in this window and if you come earlier, too bad.
It is really like that. I've seen people kind of be upset with the port arrival time process and whatnot, but I assure you it is put in place to make it a smooth process, because the capacity of the Disney Magic is around 2,700 guests. Could you imagine 2,700 guests arriving at different times whenever they wanted to, trying to check in and go through a customs process?
And how many doors do they get to walk through? Like, when you're boarding the ship, is it just a couple or one, or?
It's just 2.
Okay, so there you go. You don't want 2,700 people flooding at this door at the same time. It's not going to work. And yeah, and I think the thing people don't realize with this is the structure actually makes things go faster. So yes, you're not the first, you're not at 11 a.m. Maybe you're at 12:30 or something. But if everybody was showing up at 11, you'd end up waiting longer anyway. And so it really does, it benefits people to follow the structure as it moves forward. So you go through all that, you board the ship. What is your first thought as you walk on board?
She's so cute. I loved her. Walking into the Disney Magic, it's the exact same feeling that I got walking into the Disney Wonder, where it's like you're transported back in time. Because when a lot of people think of Disney now, they think of very large, grand, super IP oriented and well themed immersive spaces. And what I love so much about the 4 classic ships is that they have that perfect combination of that beautiful maritime luxury that an old cruise liner has, combined with those subtle Disney touches. So walking in, you walk into the intimate little atrium. I see Helmsman Mickey on the statue over there on the pedestal where it says Disney Magic. I look up and see the beautiful atrium chandelier. You can see the midship elevator bank with all of them moving up and down, because there are full glass panes there where you could see it. It was just beautiful.
And people like that, don't they? Like the elevators there. And
I love it, because even just having something as small as having the elevators there, it has this beautiful kinetic energy about it where you can see this movement. Your eye is drawn up and down. you can see these small little detailings like going up the stairs, and on the railing you can see the iron inlay of all the characters there on the side of it.
Hmm.
So it's just super, super pretty. I loved it.
So your first day, you have to do mustering. You get lunch, I presume. What does that first day really look like before they head out of Galveston?
So for us, because we were concierge, we got to go to the sit-down concierge lunch in Lumiere's. But if you're not sailing concierge, you have the option to go ahead and dine in Rapunzel's Royal Table for a sit-down dinner or sit-down lunch. You have the option of going to Cabanas for the buffet for lunch, or going out to get deck food. So there's a plethora of different options for you to go ahead and choose.
And of those three, which one's your favorite?
I personally have only experienced the sit-down lunch for concierge,
Okay.
but even
But like, have you just walked down ever and like eaten at Cabanas or?
I've eaten at Cabanas on a regular day. I don't think I would do it on embarkation day because everybody and their mother is over there.
So go to Tiana's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go ahead because even though it is slower, it's like a slower pace. It gives you that time to kind of just get composed, savor the moment, and really just taking the fact that you're on this beautiful vessel.
And for a week-long trip, it's not like you have to rush to explore every nook and cranny because you're going to have sea days to do that.
That is very true.
At least I presume. So you enjoy lunch. When was your muster? How did that go on a smaller ship?
Muster drill was pretty standard for what it was. We were Assembly Station J, so we were out on the Deck 4 Promenade port side, right around where the midship elevators are. We lined up there at our designated time. Every one of the guests in our stateroom had to scan our key to the world card in because they need to ensure they're accounting for every single guest that shows up there. They went through the process and kind of did everything. And then when the drill was complete, we headed up to the open deck for the sail away party.
All right, talk about the sail away party because that's fun. I think
I love the sail away party. It is one of my
different
favorite
on each
things
ship, right? Or is it
is
similar but different? Or is it?
It's a similar concept.
Okay.
Different ships have different songs that go along with it, though.
Cool.
So the show on the Magic and Wonder actually has the song from Mickey's Mixed Magic.
Oh, okay.
Which is
put your ears on. It's a good time.
Don't remind me, but yeah. Tangent. I just hate that show at Disneyland.
But did you love it on the Magic?
I did love it on the Magic. So it redeemed itself just a little bit. But you have that, and then you have the sail away party on the Dream and Fantasy, which is amazing. And then my favorite sail away party probably has to be on the Wish. The Wish's sail away party was just chef's kiss.
So Mickey Minnie dance. They have the song.
There's a bunch of different characters out there. It's just a fun little dance party. They have the cruise director coming out to go ahead and do everything. I would say the actual thing itself was maybe like 10-ish minutes, and then they had like a little like dance party for the kids afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But the best part about it is when the cruise director's coming out there, and then you count down to starting your vacation. So they count down from 5 to sound the ship's horn.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's just great doing that because it's like that one where you're just like, you are on vacation, you are on the ship.
And
this
only
is going to be
Disney
the trip
does
of a
it
lifetime.
like this. Does it still, even with the countdown, do like people get surprised by it or jump by how loud it is or whatever?
Oh yeah, especially
because that could be really funny.
There were times even when we were just at sea, and it's at noon every sea day where the ship's horn sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget where the horn is placed on the Magic and the Wonder, though, because it's right above where the concierge lounge is. So you'll be in there and you'll hear it and you're like, ah!
So it's loud even inside.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it is loud.
Very cool. Because sometimes like the bigger ships, you don't even notice it when you're inside. I don't know about non-Disney, I don't know about Disney, but
oh, I can tell you on the Wish and on the Fantasy, you can still hear it.
You can still hear it. Okay, there we go. So you do that. What'd you do with the rest of your day?
Kind of just relax, wandered around the ship. I always make it a point when we're sailing concierge to go ahead and just try to get to know the host because they're going to be the crew members you're going to be interacting with the most throughout your voyage. So it was just really nice talking with them, like hearing about their background, how long they've been with DCL and whatnot. One of the hosts that we had on the Disney Magic was actually the concierge host we had on the Disney Fantasy, our very first cruise. And when we were embarking the ship, she saw us and she was like, I know you.
That's fun.
And it caught me off guard. And then I recognized it was Evie, and it was perfect. It was just full circle. It was such a good moment. Like whenever you go into the Disney parks and you see, cast members that you've seen over time and they recognize you. It was just those small little moments like that makes such a big difference. And it was just such an amazing way to start off the ship.
That's awesome.
Or like this cruise.
So there's different dining options on different ships. So what were your dining options on the Magic? And then which one was your favorite?
So the 3 rotational dining options on the Magic are going to be Lumiere's, which is going to be the restaurant on deck 3 midship, right off of the atrium. That's going to be the more French-inspired restaurant, and based off the name Lumiere's. It's very
Shocker.
Beauty and the Beast themed.
Yes.
You also have Rapunzel's Royal Table on deck 3 aft, which is going to be your kind of like dinner theater type restaurant. That was my personal favorite out of all of them.
Wow.
The food there was phenomenal. The shows there were amazing. I just loved every little bit of it.
Nice.
It was just great. And then you have Animator's Palette, which is a staple on all 4 of the classic ships.
Which one was, you said Rapunzel's was your favorite? Was it your favorite food also?
Oh, easily.
Okay.
Rapunzel's food was, everything I had was just great. There wasn't even something that I would just consider good or okay. Every item I had was great. And for all 3 of us.
Cool.
It was really good.
There's other restaurants and places to eat though aboard the ship. So where else could you have eaten, or did you eat?
So I also made sure to go ahead up to deck 9 to go ahead and have the deck food. That was phenomenal. I mean, who doesn't love chicken tendies? I just love being able to walk up to...
How long does it take you to get them?
And just get my chicken tendies.
And are they like a buffet thing, or do you order them? Are they made to order? Or
so it's kind of like a buffet. Think of it like quick service, where they have everything already like pre-batch, pre-made, but they go ahead and serve it individually. So it's like in a hot holding container.
Okay.
But it's all really good. I don't know how they get the burgers to taste so good too, because they have the patties and everything, the cheese already melted on it, and they just prep it, but it's so good.
It's at Disney Magic. Did you eat at specialty restaurants or?
Yes, I ate at Palo 3 times throughout my voyage.
Okay.
And every time was just fantastic.
Did you like that better than Rapunzel's?
Oh, obviously.
Okay. Wait, you said
Palo was just... Palo's just so good. Palo's that girl. I love it. We did dinner twice and we did brunch once. It was just amazing. I am a fan, and this again might be a hot take. I prefer Palo brunch over Palo dinner. Just because I love my good little eggs Benedict. I love the pancakes that they have there, and I just love all of the different options that they have. Dinner is still fantastic. It is a phenomenal experience. Very, very good Italian food, very good pasta, just good quality food. But I just love a brunch moment too.
There you go. Talk about the other amenities that were on the ship that you could enjoy throughout the week.
I absolutely loved going to the Quiet Cove adult pool. I will die on the hill that the Magic class ships have the best adult only area for the open deck area, because you had a deep pool that you could go ahead and get in. It was like 5.5 feet deep. So I was able to stand in it and have a majority of my body be underwater. It was just so nice and relaxing over there. They had 2 whirlpool spas to go ahead and sit in. They had a nice bar. It is actually going to be a little bit forward of, it's like kind of like mid forward area.
Okay.
So the best way I can describe it is because from the concierge lounge actually looks into the Quiet Cove area.
Oh, interesting.
So you have the concierge lounge on deck 10, and it has the windows that flank the front of it. And from there, you're looking into the Quiet Cove area.
Interesting.
Very, very nice. They just had peaceful, serene music around the whole thing. And it was such a nice escape from the hustle and bustle of the main pool deck with all the kids running around. And I said it was like kid soup, because there's just a bunch of kids in there, just in the water.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that makes sense.
That's
so
kid soup.
Can you walk around this to go to the front, or like what's on that deck?
So in the Quiet Cove area, it's going to be a lot of open seating, and you're going to have various chairs and everything over there to where you can go ahead and sit down and enjoy your coffee from Cove Cafe. You're going to have like full on lounge seating where you could go ahead and lie down on a padded lounger in the sun. And then you're going to have access into the forward area of the ship where the census spa is going to be, and that's where the gym will be as well.
Oh, okay. So there's no reason really for kids to go.
There's really no reason for kids to be going over there.
And there are kids areas for them to enjoy.
There are.
There's so much, it seems like.
I do have to say, I did see kids kind of like wandering through the area, getting from destination to destination.
Okay.
For example, if a kid happened to take the elevator bank up to deck 9 forward, I would see them walking across there. But they weren't rambunctious. They weren't rude or doing anything. It was just like they were just passing through.
Okay.
And it was just really, really nice. And then they had this nice little bar called Signals over there where you could go ahead and get a little drink and go ahead and just sit back and enjoy the ambiance. It was
Nice.
just beautiful.
Very cool. What else, if you're wandering around the ship and you're looking for something to do, what else could you do? Like, I know you went to a piano bar.
I love the piano bar. The piano player that was playing on the Disney Magic for Our Sailing, Lenora, she was fantastic. She was amazing. The piano bar keys is actually located in deck 3 forward in the after hours area, which is another part of the adult only venues.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really, really nice.
And is that something that, like, during the day it's not adult only, and then at night it?
Correct.
What time does that happen?
I'd say at night, normally around like 9 to 10.
Okay.
And then from 10 to 1, it's pretty much strictly adults only. They have Fathoms, which is going to be more of like a nightclub space where they have a bar in there, and it's kind of like a mixed use area. They do a bunch of different shows in there. We got to see Match Your Mate, which is the Newlywed Show. That one is always so funny to watch. Never, never miss it. And then we got to go do various trivia and like adult only crafts in O'Gill's, which is going to be the pub on board.
Okay. Yeah.
Super, super nice. It was a lot of fun. But I myself was in Keys for a lot of that voyage because there's just nothing better than late at night, just sitting there in the piano bar, just kind of like mingling with other guests that you meet on board, whatnot. It's kind of like their time away from their kids because they have their kids off in the Oceaneer Club or Oceaneer Lab doing their own thing. And it was just nice interacting with all the different people down there, seeing where everybody's coming from and kind of having this nice shared experience over some good cocktails and some good music.
And you said the pub was called O'Gill's?
Yeah.
Like Darby O'Gill? And
yes.
That's awesome. Sean Connery, he became James Bond because of that movie.
I did not know that.
There's your side trivia of the day. There were also shows.
Yes.
So what shows does this ship have?
So you have the Pirate Night show, which is going to be the deck show for Pirate Night.
Okay.
And that's going to be on the open deck when they have the fireworks and whatnot. Super
now, is that
cool.
something that every ship basically has the same Pirate Night, or does it?
So every ship
also
has Pirate Night. However, there are different variations of the Pirate Night show on various ships.
Okay.
I think from what I was even reading online, the Wonder does a different version of the Pirate Night show versus what the Magic does. So,
and when it turns to the fireworks part, does that change or is it the same?
To the best of my knowledge, the fireworks portion is the same. It is the actual like stage show portion of it that is different.
Interesting.
So you have that. And then one of my favorite things about Disney Cruise Line is the caliber of stage shows that they have, because you have 3 separate shows at the Walt Disney Theater. We saw Twice Charmed, which is a twist on the Cinderella story. I got to see Disney Dreams, an Enchanted classic, which is the signature like variety show for the Magic and Wonder. And then we also got to see Tangled, the musical.
That'd be fun. Which one of the 3 was your favorite?
Tangled. I was going to say Disney Dreams, but I love Disney Dreams already. But for a ship specific show, Tangled was just so good.
Cool.
They were able to compress the story enough to where they were able to get all the good songs in, all the good music, and it was just very well paced for it only being, I think it was like an hour and 15 minutes.
That was my next question. I'm like, is it like Vegas where they like shorten the show?
It is shortened, but I would say it still comes off like you're watching the full movie. You get the full storyline from the movie.
So it's longer than, when they did Hyperion theater like Aladdin or Frozen.
Yes.
But it's not like a full Broadway. It's somewhere in the middle. Then.
Yes, it's a good in the middle, but you do get that Broadway quality acting and that Broadway quality show performance. It is amazing.
So I'm assuming if this is like most ships I've been on, this is in towards the front of the boat. And is this correct?
Yes. The Walt Disney Theater is going to be deck 4 forward.
Did you feel or notice any waves as you were going through?
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I'm always amused when on other ships I've been in other shows, which are not Disney shows, but they're still fun, is watching people do these dances and tricks and choreography as the ship's going, like.
Oh, no, you could. It was actually funny because we were watching Twice Charmed because we had 3 sea days on this voyage. So we had the theatrical performances done on each sea day. Our first sea day, when we were watching Twice Charmed, the show got interrupted twice. I don't know what the reason was, but all I saw is they cut the show and then you could see a red light flashing on top of where the curtain is over there. So I'm assuming it was like a technical error or something to do with the mechanics that they use for the performance.
Sure.
But so that got interrupted, but you could definitely feel the ship moving while we were crossing the Gulf of Mexico. It wasn't to the point where people were getting motion sickness, but you could definitely feel the vessel moving in the water.
That's fun. I always enjoy that. So you did that. You also went to, what were your 3 stops again?
Cozumel,
Mhm.
Grand Cayman, and Progreso.
In that order?
Yes.
So why don't you talk about each of those real quick?
Cozumel was actually really, really fun. We initially booked an off-road like ATV excursion
Mm-hmm.
over on Cozumel, and come to find out when we embarked the ship, that was removed from our plans within the Navigator app. So I went to concierge to ask why, and they notified us that the tour operator canceled those bookings due to a lack of guest booking for it, which makes sense.
I guess.
Because we were the only 3 people that booked it. So I guess they didn't want to have to go ahead and do all that just for 3 guests, which was, again, understandable. We were able to book a similar excursion where we actually got to go ride some razors out to a cenote over in quite literally the middle of the jungle.
Wow.
So that was probably the most adventurous port adventure that we had this trip.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun being able to go ahead and see the cenote and go ahead and be off-roading. We were off-roading for like a good 20 minutes in each direction to it.
And then there was like lunch or something in the middle, or what do they do?
Not really lunch or anything in the middle.
Okay.
We actually kind of just ate when we got back on the ship.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cozumel was weird because we were in port from 10:30 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. So it was kind of like weird, like in the middle of the day type thing where it's like not really for lunchtime because it was kind of like late after breakfast. But it was really fun. We really enjoyed our time there. We got some souvenirs over from where they had the excursion at, because the excursion was, I'd say, a good 30 minutes away from where the port was.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I want to say
where was the port for that? Because if I recall, different ships had their almost like their own ports.
Yeah, we were. Cozumel has 2 areas where ships can berth. We were berthed in the northern portion of it. It was called Punta Langosta. So we were over there. It was a nice little like kind of shopping area. So if you wanted to go ahead and go shopping or go ahead and just check out some of the stuff they had there, it was really nice and it was well developed.
Nice.
So really cool being over there. But Cozumel was amazing. Next time I go back there, I'm definitely going to want to do something more like beach related and check out the beaches there, because I know Cozumel is known for beautiful, beautiful sand beaches.
I mean, it looks like it from what I saw. All right, next stop.
Next stop was Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman was a fun port because it's a tender port. So all the ships that go over there.
In fact, you told me it was a tender port. I'm like, yes, that's the best.
It was really cool because the ship dropped anchor a little bit offshore because there are these beautiful coral reefs that surround the Cayman Islands. So to avoid dredging them, all the ships have to tender. And the tendering process was simple because we had a port adventure already booked through Disney Cruise Line. We met in our designated area for it. Once we were all checked in, we waited for all the other guests to be checked in, and they walked us down to the gangway on deck 1, and we got to board the tender boat from there.
Nice.
And it was really cool taking the tender boat out from where the ship was, and you could just kind of like see it disappear. I was able to get a couple cool pictures of what the Disney Magic looked like just floating out in the free water.
Did they use one of the Magic's tender boats, or was it something that they'd hired from shore?
It's something that they hired from shore. They actually have teams over at Grand Cayman because Grand Cayman is a very, very heavy port for tourism.
Yeah, it's like Cabo.
Yeah, so they have they have tender boat operators that are over there.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't even think, for most of them, I don't think that DCL actually uses their life rafts or anything like that for tendering during this process, to the best of my knowledge.
There we go. Cool. So you get off the ship, you go in, then what happens?
And then we checked in for our adventure. Once we had got there on land, they waited for all of us, and we got to go on a nice little private bus over to a separate boat because we went over to Cabo Beach, which is on the north shore of Grand Cayman. It was super nice being over there. This was our beach day that we decided on because we wanted something that was kind of like semi-private, whatnot. So it was a nice little resort on the north shore. So we got to go ahead and just like relax in the sun, have a nice padded little lounger cabana that we found over there that was complimentary. We didn't have to go ahead and pay extra for it. And we got to eat some delicious food over there at the Cabo restaurant at this resort. So it was nice. We were there for a good, I'd say 3 hours or so before we got to hop on that other little boat to go all the way across the sound. And it was cool going across the sound because it was a 20-minute boat ride across the sound and back. So you kind of just got to be out on the water and just enjoying everything that it had over there. It was amazing.
That's awesome. And then third destination.
Third destination was Progresso, and boy, do I have a story.
I know.
So the entire reason why we booked this cruise is because we wanted to go see Chichen Itza, because in the Port of Progresso, you have the opportunity to book port adventures to take you out into the Yucatan Peninsula and go see Chichen Itza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. We were so excited to do this.
It's on my bucket list. Like, I really want to go there someday.
It's on my bucket list. It's on both my parents' bucket list. We were all just very excited to go there. And when we found out that Disney Cruise Line had an adults only departure, we were like, oh, that's actually perfect for us.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and book it. So we book it. The day is going all great. The tour guides pick us up over there, and they pick us up on the bus, and we are on our way there.
How far was it supposed to be?
It's a 2+ hour drive.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's a pretty long drive getting over there.
Okay.
But I'd say we were maybe a third of the way into this drive, because we were outside the city of Merida, and the bus got a flat tire. And initially, the operator that was on the bus was saying, you know what, we got a flat tire, but don't worry, we're on it right now. We're going to go ahead and get another bus. We already contacted your ship, so that way they know if we're back a little later than expected, they will still hold the ship for you in port. Everything will be okay.
Oh, that's good.
Say we were waiting on the bus for about 90 minutes. Ouch. And throughout that 90-minute period, I'd say maybe around 45 minutes into it, they come back over on the PA and they're like, hey, just wanted to update you guys. Unfortunately, they were not able to find a bus large enough to accommodate all of our passengers that we have on here, and we had to cancel the excursion. Bummer. Big bummer. We were all refunded for it, thankfully, but it was a really big bummer for us because we're kind of just sitting there. Everybody's looking around at each other, and everybody that was on that bus,
water or something, right? Like,
oh, they gave us
okay, good.
Everybody that was on the bus pretty much booked that cruise
for
to go ahead and go there, because there aren't that many cruise lines that offer excursions there, because not many cruise lines stop at Progresso.
Right. That's rough.
So it was really upsetting dealing with that. So it kind of put a little damper on our mood for the rest of the day. Once the replacement bus got everybody on board, and the reason why it couldn't take us over there is because about, I'd say 40% of the people that were on that bus were having to stand.
Oh.
So we had people standing on our way back to the port. So
that would be a long time.
It would be a long time to be standing going back and forth. So we understood why. It still didn't change the fact that it sucked.
And once you've waited that long, you've kind of lost your window to get all the way out there and then all the way back and still get to see anything, I would guess.
Yeah, because we don't want to just go there, be there for 30 minutes, and then have to make a U-turn back.
That would be rough. So, you'll have to go back.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, exactly. But so talk about some of the other highlights that while you were on the ship. Were there any standout moments, any standout locations?
I would say standout locations, definitely Keys Piano Bar in the adult only area. I absolutely love that. One of the other standout things that I saw on board was the Jack Diaper Dash, which is basically all the parents
so
with
many people.
Newborn babies racing their babies across this mat to see who's the fastest. And it is so funny to watch.
And they do that on every ship, right?
They do it on every ship.
I've heard it's amazing.
On the Destiny, it's the Hero Dash. I'm not sure if they do it on the Adventure.
I'm sure they do.
It's just so funny to watch these parents go up there and pretty much like enroll their baby in this, and the kids just looking around like, where the heck am I? What's going on, mom, dad?
Oh man.
And just watching for our entertainment. It's just great. And it happened in the atrium, so you can be on decks 3, 4, and 5, looking all the way down, seeing what's going on. It was just so good.
That's awesome.
I loved it.
What day was that?
That was actually our final sea day.
Okay.
So it was the last day of the cruise.
It would kind of make sense they'd put it on a sea day, I would guess.
Yeah.
So then you've now been on 4 ships. How do they all compare with each other now that you're starting to build your library of Disney Cruise Line ships?
I think the Magic is my second favorite ship, which
so what's
is
first
really surprising.
Currently?
The Fantasy. I don't think anything will ever dethrone that ship, truthfully. I have to go back on it eventually because I don't have any other sailings on it, but I really, really, really need to make my way back there because that was my first cruise. we were so overwhelmed by what there was to do there. And I don't feel like I got to experience that ship in its full glory.
Yeah. I mean, when you're kind of blowing up because so much going on, I can totally understand that. So you said fantasy, then the magic,
And then the wonder.
Okay.
And then the wish.
And then the wish. Okay. But none of them were bad.
None of them are bad. And I was talking with other people about this, especially now that kind of like the rose-colored lenses of me being on the Wish have worn off. I do still love that ship, and I would sail on it again if I had the opportunity to. And this is a big however, comma, but you can tell it was a product of the pandemic.
Fair.
You go on that ship and you can just tell where as much love and as much effort was put into making it the best that it could be. It still doesn't quite hold the same candle as the rest of the ships in the fleet do. And I do think that once this vessel goes into dry dock next year,
you'll see some
all of those things are going to be fixed.
It'll be fun to see.
I firmly believe that.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see how and what changes with that when they have the chance to really do it the more traditional way, I guess you could say.
Well, that's the good thing about dry docks too, especially for cruise ships, that everything can be prefabricated offsite, and then all it is installing it. So you can have the installation process take 24 to 48 hours, and then you have the rest of those 2 weeks to program everything and get all the bugs out.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you've got those 4 ships under your belt now. And what do you have looking forward?
A lot. Let's see. So in 2 weeks, I'll actually be boarding the Disney Wonder again for my birthday. And I'll be sailing with my parents and one of my super, super good friends, Bethany Vinton.
I think she's actually the one that I learned about the Baby Dash thing.
Probably because she loves
like
that.
She posts about it all the time.
Every time she's on Disney Cruise Line, that is her favorite thing.
I was like, so, I feel like her handle is where I've seen it.
So I'll be sailing with her, and I'm very excited about that. And then in September, I have a sailing to the British Isles aboard the Disney Dream, which is probably the crown jewel of all the sailings that I've been going on.
I've been
looking forward to this.
That's going to be amazing.
I think being able to experience Scotland, Ireland, and England all in one fell swoop is going to be such an amazing experience. And then after that is another sailing that I'm very, very excited for, because I didn't think I would be able to sail on the ship for a while. And I thankfully am. So I will be sailing aboard the Disney Treasure.
Nice.
For a very maritime cruise right after Thanksgiving.
That will be magical.
And I am so excited for that, because I know with it being a Wish class ship, but all of the detail and the theme that they put into that, I'm very much looking forward to boarding that vessel.
That'll be awesome. And is that all of them, or is there more?
Oh, we still have more.
Okay, good.
And then in January, I kind of just bit the bullet and I had a placeholder for 2027, and the rates were incredibly inexpensive for what it was. So I just bit the bullet and booked a quick little 3-night getaway on the Disney Wonder.
Out of San Diego?
Out of San Diego, okay. Right in the beginning of the new year.
Good way to start the year.
Yeah, who doesn't love starting off the new year on a cruise?
Right.
And then we have in February, which is what I was hinting at earlier, talking about Progresso. While we were on the bus, my family, we decided to book a makeup cruise for this, because we really, really, really wanted to see Chichen Itza, and the rates for the Disney Magic were actually very, very good in the month of February. So we're heading back in February.
Cool. For
a 5-night, which is also a Marvel Days at Sea cruise, which I've never experienced before.
Oh, that would be very fun.
So it's killing 2 birds with one stone, getting to experience one of the themed days at sea that Disney Cruise Line offers, as well as going back to Progresso to go see Chichen Itza.
Jackpot.
And then probably one of the most exciting voyages that I'm looking forward to in 2027 is going to be the 14-night westbound Panama Canal cruise from Galveston to San Diego, which also takes place over my birthday.
Insane.
I'm so grateful that we were able to go ahead and book this specific voyage. I actually worked with a travel agent that I know. Her name is Christy, and she was such an angel supporting us with getting this booking, because the Panama Canal is an incredibly popular itinerary. And she somehow made some magic, and it was just fantastic.
Awesome.
And then finally, the last cruise that we have, last scheduled cruise that we have is going to be going to Alaska in July of 2027.
You can't go wrong with Alaska.
And I will still die on the hill that Alaska is probably the greatest vacation I've ever taken in my entire life. So I am so happy and I'm so grateful to be able to go back and experience this again and go to the same destinations, but do different things in those destinations, and as well as going to a couple new places. Because with this itinerary, we're going to Icy Strait Point and Sitka.
Fun.
Which I've never been to before. So
Sitka
excited.
To me is quintessential Alaska. Like I love.
That's what I've heard from a lot of people that have been there. It's just
like it
when they
captures it all.
When they think of Alaska, they think of Sitka. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. And I have a couple cruises coming up. One of them scheduled and one of them a surprise. The scheduled one is in June. I'll be going on the Star Princess, which is their newest princess ship that came out in November, I think. And so we'll get to go to Alaska for that one as well. And this one I'm excited about because we're going on an excursion where you take a boat right up to the glacier. And then afterwards, if I remember correctly, we don't actually go back to the ship right away. Like we go and meet the ship in Juneau or something. So it's like it's a longer excursion.
That's awesome.
I think it'll be fun.
We did something similar when we were in Alaska, but the Disney Wonder actually stayed there in the fjord. It didn't go to Juneau. So we were just out there on the water for, I'd say, like 4 hours.
That would be cool too.
Boat.
Yeah.
But then it brought us back. But that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Leaving, like, you basically get to wave like, okay, bye ship. I'll see you soon. And then you get to go on this little boat going back to
it. And Alaska already feels really big. Like, I think
it's huge.
Like you realize how small you are because you're on one of these big cruise ships and you look out, especially like when you're coming back from Skagway or
when you're going through the fjords there. I was just looking up and just like, oh my God, that's a big mountain.
I mean, it's one of the reasons I really want to go to Norway someday too. But you think of that's what it's like on the cruise ship. And then now let's throw yourself in a smaller boat and go off on your own there too. So that'll be a lot of fun doing the train thing again in Skagway because you can't go wrong with that, but that'll be fun. The other unscheduled trip will actually be the one I'm on right now when this goes live. And I will be on the Disney Wonder going from San Diego to Catalina to Ensenada back to San Diego. So this will be my first Disney cruise.
Yippee!
Disney reached out to us 2 weeks ago. Like
it was
really recent since we filmed the last episode. Like it's that recent.
It's very, very new.
Yeah. So they reached out to us and offered a media cruise, and obviously you don't say no to that. So our next episode will have lots of wonder in it because I will have experienced it by then.
Our next episode is going to be actually really cool because it's going to be the roles are reversed. I'm going to be the one asking all the questions.
Yeah. Are we going to call it like the wondrous episode?
You could say it's wondrous.
Yes. I love that fireworks show. It'll be fun. We're going to have a blast. And then we will have context in our conversations moving forward, which will make it even better because it will provide gaps of knowledge that I don't have. Yeah. And
like when I'm talking about things or the experiences on the ship, you're not going to be like, oh, like I need to envision that. You'll be like, oh no, wait, I remember when I did that.
Yes, exactly. And it'll be fun. And I'll get to see, and I almost said it while you were talking about them, but I held my tongue, is I'll actually get to see how good the chicken nuggets actually are.
I don't know.
Chicken tenders, I should say.
I don't know what it is. I really don't know. Like Disney culinary, specifically for DCL, if you're listening, how are they so good?
And keep it a secret.
I don't get it. You keep it a secret. Keep it under lock and key. Trademark it. Copyrighted. Do whatever you need.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I ordered chicken tenders via room service 3 separate times, both at like 1 or 2 in the morning. Both at ungodly hours of the evening.
That's on my list of things to do.
But they were and they were nice and hot. They were crispy. It was just delicious. And it wasn't just like 1 or 2. They were like 3 or 4 tenders there. It was a full serving. So it was great.
And they gave us a great room. It's got, I mean, you know what it is better than I do.
When you shared what cabin it was, I was like,
so it'll be good.
I was like, that's so nice.
I'm happy that there's a deck. Like I like anytime you can go outside.
I love a veranda. I don't think I could ever, I always say this, I could stay in any cabin, which is true, but I've been so spoiled by always having a veranda. I just absolutely love having a veranda.
Well, don't you think, yeah, we're definitely spoiled by being able to go out and enjoy things like that. And part of that that's the investment we've chosen to make when we travel. But I do think there is an argument being made to what you just said is you can be happy in any room on a Disney cruise, or really any cruise. It just changes where you spend your time.
You really can. And especially because I've talked to people where they say the room doesn't really matter to me because I don't spend as much time in my room. And I understand that. I am a person who really values the placement and the location and the type of room I'm in, because I actually do spend a fair amount of time in my room.
Well, I work in mine, you know, because work comes with me when I go anywhere.
Even on this cruise, it came with me too. So it was actually nice being able to have like a separate table where you can go ahead and sit down at and take care of everything. It was actually nice to just open the veranda door and listen to the ocean go by as I'm working there, typing up emails.
Up and down.
Yeah, and just watching the up and down. It was just so nice.
Totally.
But I've heard people with like inside cabins, they love inside cabins because it is pitch black. So when they go to bed, they go to bed.
You're asleep.
It's like you are asleep. And for me, I think I would love that, but I would hate it waking up in the morning because I'd wake up and be like, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. and then look over. I'm like, oh no, it's actually 10 and you overslept.
Yeah, you'd actually have to use an alarm clock, but which I will be using an alarm clock on this cruise because they are giving us some access to things and some interview opportunities and whatever. So I have a very packed schedule and it will be a blast. And I'm sure I'll come back exhausted and in the best way possible. But we will have an update on that very soon and hopefully enjoy it. But I think that's what we got for you for this episode. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure to subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this podcast and give that 5-star rating or whatever you feel is appropriate. Hopefully it's 5 stars.
Hopefully it's 5 stars. If not, let us know what we need to do in order to get it to that 5 stars.
And if you have suggestions for what you'd like to hear in the future or see in the future, let us know too, because we can talk about anything as long as it's travel related. And
there's one thing I love doing, is yapping.
Exactly. This podcast really came to be because we were already having the conversation.
We're just like, why not put it on a podcast platform?
Which is funny because that's almost all of our podcasts and shows.
That's just podcasts in general, I feel like, too.
Maybe
like
that's
everybody,
it.
Because I think that's what makes podcasts so appealing, where it's just like you're just listening into a conversation. Because who doesn't love just sometimes listening into a conversation, hearing what other people's thoughts are and whatnot.
Literally, I'm thinking of PhotoNix. Like Clocky and I were already doing what we do now on the podcast. So anyway, give us a rating. Hopefully it's a good one. If it's not, let us know why. And we will do better because that's just how we roll, I guess. But
correct. Correct.
We learned from Taylor Swift, right?
Yes.
We'll just do a better one.
Well, yes, actually.
Life lessons from Taylor. Who would have guessed? I am not the hugest Taylor Swift fan, but I did learn from her. You know,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
it's great.
You guys have all helped me. But anyway, thank you for watching or listening wherever you are. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic week. Stay positive, keep kind. We'll see you in the parks.
Bye.